You're gonna want to hear this. The following is guaranteed to knock your ears right off. Not intended for the faint of heart.
And we're back. Hello.
Welcome back.
Hello, Matt. We're back with the Lounging Around podcast with your host, Liam Cernich, my co-host, Matt.
Hello.
Bree.
What?
Oh,
huh?
She's not here.
No.
And
Bree, talk!
Bree's not here tonight because we decided to geek out a little bit, and Bree doesn't know too much about this stuff, and she'd be bored out of her gourd. So we decided to bring some of the biggest nerds we know around. Cole.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, Cole? And we brought Ceasar.
Whoop, whoop.
What are we doing tonight, Matt?
It's a superhero what ifs, if I'm...
Yeah, so we're gonna do Marvel and DC what ifs, basically. Maybe I'll sprinkle some other what ifs in there.
Some other Johnsons.
From other Johnsons.
Yeah.
Like maybe I'll mention Spawn.
Yeah.
Hellboy. Maybe I'll mention
Gloob from Ben 10.
Oh, Zork.
or Omni-Man and all that. The Boys series, so we'll see.
Who knows?
So, yeah. Anything that's superheroes or villains, it's going to be...
Can I give you like a quick what if right now?
Sure.
What if you were like strapped to like a chair and there was like a bomb under you? It's about to go off in like 5 seconds. Like, what do you do?
Is this Marvel or DC related?
No, the question is, what universe is this in?
This is wait, what's the universe? In like the Marvel universe, that's
Earth
our
616.
universe. 616 is our universe?
Yeah.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, this is a 616. In the Marvel universe.
Bro,
That's good, Matt. I didn't care. All right, we'll be right back. We're going to take a quick little break and jump right into it after that. We'll be right back. And we're back. Hello, Matt.
Hello, Liam.
How are you doing?
Good. Rested my eyes a bit.
What were you guys talking about?
We were just nerding out over side series.
yeah, just a bunch of stuff. From Batman to Watchmen to anything.
All right.
They were warming up their expertise.
I know. I heard them a little bit, but I was busy writing more questions. So what we're going to do, right, is I'm going to do Marvel and a DC, and we're going to go Marvel, DC, basically, like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay.
So it's not going to be like Marvel, DC, yeah. So it's going to be like back and forth thing like that. And I'm going to, no one, I've never said anything to anyone about these questions. So it's going to be like off the fly.
You're going to get our pure raw reaction.
Pure raw reactions. Am I right?
I'm excited, bro.
All right, good. All right, the first few, they're good. Like the first four, they're good. But as we get further in, I feel like they get better.
Get more and more in depth.
More and more like crazier kind of what ifs. So,
Warm up the
all right, the
nerd
first
juice.
one is, what if Joker had control over the Brainiac's chair? You know, Brainiac's ship. Lines of he was able to control Brainiac's ship. Like he killed Brainiac and was able to take his ship over.
Absolute mania and havoc across the entire universe.
Do you want to go more in depth? Like, what do you think you would do?
Universe-wide Holocaust? I don't even know.
That
I
sounds.
feel like all that's going on in his mind is just planets exploding.
Does he even... I thought the Joker's motivation was more like for Batman.
Yeah, so I feel
Yeah.
like it'd
I
be
don't
like
know
a
if he
big-
would go across universes.
I think it'd be more
or
of a
whatever.
torture box for Batman than anything like that.
Yeah.
Like he would probably enslave Batman, like Brainiac does in the comic books with a bunch of superheroes. But you just do it to Batman and a lot of Batman variants from the multiverse, and just go across the board trying to like
Get all
ruin
of 'em.
his life. Like,
Oh, don't forget
but not
the
kill him.
variations of all the Robins and things like
Yeah, he would do everything in every power to just mess with the one Batman from his timeline over and over again.
Well, yeah, what makes me think, though, he would do other stuff is because my mind goes to the Injustice line.
Yeah, with Superman.
Yeah, where he kills, or Superman kills him because he, like, threw Lois Lane up in the stratosphere. or
Yeah,
whatever.
and he killed Lois Lane. Yep.
Mm,
And he killed, like, the Flash, a bunch of people.
mhm.
So, yeah, no, I think it'd be, like you said, total, utter chaos. Like, there would be nowhere safe to run. Like, it wouldn't be, like, across every planet. but I think he'd just be stuck on Earth mostly, and just because he's such a simple, he's a super crazy guy, but super simple what he wants to do.
It's just chaos driven.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what would you think he would do if he got to like Bizarro World or something?
Yeah, no, it'd be done. It'd be over. It'd be literally over. At that point, no one's safe. What do you think, Matt?
I'm unsure what Brainiac's ship does, but I'm.
Do you want to explain that, Cole?
You got it.
All right. Brainiac's ship does a few things. So Brainiac's ship can trap different different cities in it, and he also can like take over people's minds.
Oh yeah, wait, yeah. He like parks his ship up top and like takes control of people, right?
Yeah, basically something like that. Yeah.
Don't forget
Like, I've
how
seen that before.
you can also control his entire armada from it.
Yep. Everything. Yeah. So basically, Brainiac's goal is to like take over a bunch of worlds and just get infinite amount of knowledge. Should get like infinite amount of knowledge, but everything almost. Not everything, but his goal is to do that. So.
Yeah, that's definitely not Joker's goal.
His goal is like, thanks for the ship. Let me take this guy and I'm out of here. He just puts him in some box.
Dude, I just hear the Heath Ledger voice when you said that.
Yeah. You want to know how I got these scars?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably just target Batman if I. I mean, maybe he would like control like people from like Gotham or whatever, like make absolute mayhem. But I don't think he would go outside of there. Maybe like Metropolis or something. I think he's definitely been there, but I don't know if he would go out.
No, he wouldn't leave.
He wouldn't
like
leave.
the like he's so complex but simple in like what he wants. Like what I mean by that is like he has so many ideas. He's a very smart guy, but he also is like fixated on torturing one man and one man only, which is Batman. So
He's gonna get him good.
I feel like the first thing he would do before any of that, give the ship a facelift.
no, yeah, he would go full Joker.
Oh my god. Yeah.
He would
Like,
literally give it like the Heath Ledger red crazy makeup.
Yeah. Like, you know, have you played Arkham Knight, Liam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know that one scene where you're Batman, but you're hallucinating that you're Joker, and the Batmobile turns
into the car.
That's exactly what it would be like.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Like that's what like imagine a big clown nose on the ship. He would just go all out.
The
Like
teeth, the tongue.
everything. Yeah, this guy's crazy. Like that's a good starter to it. A little like warm the palate.
Oh, and then don't forget all the brain bots. He's gonna have them all look like Jokers.
Yeah, he's gonna have them all with Joker face masks on all the brain bots. They just control everyone.
I feel like you'd do like the start of like Mega Minds, like a fight with the Titan, that guy.
Yeah.
He'd be like, wah, wah. He'd come out of his mouth and be like, hello.
Just like, hello, people.
You may be
It's
a villain,
over.
but you're not a super one. I love that movie.
I'm like a dog chasing cars. I wouldn't know what to do with a car. So, it's a good start. The next one is, what if Iron Man became the Sorcerer Supreme instead of Doctor Strange?
There's definitely probably been a run on that, right?
Yeah, there has been, yeah.
Do you think he would try to like monopolize sorcery?
That's what I was thinking. I feel like he would try to combine technology and magic into one thing and really try to do the whole thing. You just to like monopolize the whole thing 'cause he's a business guy.
I feel like it'd be like you guys know like Superior Iron Man,
Yeah.
like who that guy is. Like I feel like he'd kind of turn out like him, but just Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah, so
Like,
I feel
he'd try
like
to like make everything like better.
I feel like he would also like have his armor infused with magic. I think he would just be almost nearly unstoppable with his technology and the magic he has. I feel like he'd be like one of the stronger characters.
Strongest people ever, man.
Realistically, I feel like he would be on a godlike level.
Yeah.
And I know, especially being Tony Stark, he would probably do his best to examine every nook and cranny and try his best to learn it.
Yeah.
I don't know if he would monopolize it, though, just because remember how with most Iron Mans, how they always start off by getting their whole heart blown out from the weapons and then no longer wanting to even do weapons, period?
Yeah.
I feel like he would probably see the danger in the magic and probably not want to monopolize it because it'll feel like a weapon.
What do you think? Cool.
I feel like that's valid. But that's like, when I think of what you just said, that's like the the movie Tony Stark,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But when you look at like the comics, like he's definitely had errors like that. But in the comics, there are runs where he goes like full on berserk, selling like weapons to like Al Qaeda or like people like that, and like everything. So you know, but I agree with that for sure. Just different take.
I feel like he would be probably like movie Stark, of like kind of use it for good and everything like that. But I feel like he would still sell like magic battery, like power plants filled with like hellfire magic and all that stuff, like stuff that's like really gonna like be more reusable and everything.
Or maybe research like magic related like medicines.
Yeah, I feel like that would be like, what's up, Matt?
He'd bring like magic, like practical, like do practicality basically.
Yeah, I feel like he wouldn't hide it as much as Doctor Strange tries to hide it. I feel like he would just make it more of a public thing and try to get more people involved in it than just him.
Like
you know?
flamboyant almost.
What do you mean?
Just like out and about, just expressing it. I
Peacock.
guess.
Yeah, he'd be
Yeah, like a peacock.
yeah, he'd be peacocking it.
Part of me does kind of wonder, because we even see how Doctor Strange kind of changed, well, at least in the movies, he kind of changed when he started becoming the Sorcerer Supreme. He went from being a cocky surgeon to quite literally a man who wanted no one to even know he existed.
Yeah, exactly.
So I wonder if maybe Tony might even actually go through a little bit of a change like that, just because of seeing all the possibilities, all these infinite universes, all these possible things that can spawn from doing A and B.
Well, I think he probably like already knows that, right? Like he's been out and about. The Avengers are, you know.
Yeah, I mean at this rate, yeah, I mean,
but like Doctor Strange, he was like a normal guy before. He's just a surgeon, and then he goes and he gets like. He like gets a shroom trip and then comes back.
he's like seeing letters on the walls,
and then he's like, "Oh, I know everything."
and bugs crawl on the floor. He's like, I
can do magic.
No, I think it's definitely interesting because there's so many avenues of where that could go down. The one I feel like is most likely is he like takes the magic, uses it to power his armor and buildings and certain structures that he owns, and like I don't know, just kind of not monopolize it and like sell it off a lot, but like use it for the Avengers, for everything like that. Because at that point, there's no Doctor Strange, so it'd be a guy with super smart in tech and super smart in magic in one big thing. So I feel like that would be like very like dangerous.
Here's this though. Do you think Reed Richards could beat him out in that state?
You're talking about Reed Richards as in...
Oh, let's just say 616 Reed Richards. So it's like normal Reed Richards.
Well, but at that point, it's like Reed Richards with just science, not Reed Richards with magic. So the thing about... Have you seen Doctor Strange 2?
I have... Oh, yes, I have, yes.
With Wanda taking Reed Richards and...
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be some of that.
Yeah. Oh, God. I forgot about that.
The smartest guys.
That's exactly what I think would happen.
But even then, you kind of got to wonder, too, would that be the same kind of magic? Because Doctor Strange admitted that witchcraft is different from the kind of sorcery he does.
Yeah, I know.
So there could be a chance that he couldn't even do anything remotely close to that.
That's true.
What we've seen is that...
That's the Darkhold magic. Yeah. That's what Wanda uses, and
even throughout most of the comics, Doctor Strange's abilities are usually related to summoning objects over, like distorting you. Like he can.
I don't think he doesn't have as much reality manipulation or something like that, right? That's what that is.
He doesn't have. That's like for if he had an Infinity Stone, he has reality manipulation, but like he doesn't. He can like do certain things. He can't like change all of reality, though. I don't think his powers are that.
Yeah, I think that was
strong.
With the Time Stone, he was able to do all the crazy reality stuff. But aside from that, I mean, when he's in the mirror dimension, there's not really a lot stopping him from doing most of that. When you think about it,
I do remember there was this one Spider-Man line. It was like I think post Civil War in the comics or something like that, where his like identity got revealed, and he came to Doctor Strange and he had his whole identity like forgotten across everywhere. I don't know, was that what happened in No Way Home?
Yeah.
Same type of thing like that.
Yeah,
But would you consider that reality manipulation, or what is that?
Yeah, I mean that's the type of magic where it doesn't really change reality. It just changes.
It just makes people forget.
It makes people forget. So it's like like Men in Black when they have that giant like flash, with like erases everyone's memory.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just something like that, really.
That's a good way to put
Because
it.
even in the extra credits, they're like in the whole extra, like where they added like all the extra scenes, it was like he said it himself that I'm only changing people's memory. I'm not actually changing how things did. So if like an easy example he gave was if he created something or he invented something, people know it exists. They just don't know who did it.
Yeah.
So it's not actually changing history. It's just changing
so it's
people's
like-
perspective on it.
So they'd forget Peter Parker, but not Spider-Man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Because Spider-Man was a byproduct, not really a character.
Yeah. So I feel like there'd be like limitations, of course, to Doctor Strange, but
And plus, it was a really big incantation he had to do for that. Like, it took him like 10, 20 minutes just to do that.
He's like, shut up! Like, I'm trying to do this.
yeah, but it's like stuff like that. The only things like that get messed up is when what Peter Parker does is just keeps
Yeah.
yapping. He's like, yap. So, all right, ready? The
Yep.
next one. All right. What if Superman didn't land in the farm but landed at Wayne Manor and was adopted by the Batman family?
Is this before or after the whole pew pew?
This is before, so Thomas and Martha Wayne are alive, but eventually, like, they die with Superman and Batman, or with Superman and Batman there. So imagine the alleyway. It's Clark and Bruce in the alleyway, and they see Thomas and Martha Wayne go.
My first thought goes to that is a dark Superman.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like maybe not like Punisher level dark,
Yeah.
but like a Batman level dark.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah, so he gets adopted. So he loses his planet, his family, right? Then he grows up with this family for a few years with Bruce Wayne as his like stepbrother. Then he watches his new parents die, both of them, and then now it's Batman and him. Batman's aware of his powers. Superman's aware that he has no powers. So imagine them growing up together as like crime fighters together. So it's like you have Batman and whatever he wants
and
to call
also
himself.
being dual billionaires. Too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Part of me just wonders, when it came to like the Waynes adopting him, did they ever tell him he had powers? Like, I mean, keep in mind.
Well, his ship crash landed in this scenario, lands in the Wayne Manor.
But like even then, when we had like on the farm, they didn't. They kind of hid it from him that he was
An alien.
for a really long time.
I guess that's something that is a version of it with like if you in your version of it, if you want to make it so that he's aware or not. In my version, he's aware that he was an alien and Bruce is aware of it and he's aware of it, and that they're trying to keep it a secret from people.
I wonder what morals were taught to Superman by his parents.
By like Bruce, Martha, and Thomas Wayne.
No, by his original parents.
Well,
so
they
that,
weren't
like, how,
alive.
Yeah, I mean, keep in mind. Like,
No, I
they-
meant like
Oh, you
what-
mean like the
farm.
original adoptive?
Oh,
yeah.
in the original farm, yeah, his morals were taught in the farm was be a good person, treat people like right. Like he just was taught like how to be like a very
Respectable guy.
respectful and kind-hearted man to like always do things for other people.
I mean, he never even actually hurt a human.
No,
He only ever pretty much threatened people to get them to stop harassing him.
yeah,
Well, do you think Superman by nature is good without the environmental influence?
that's the whole nature versus nurture
Well,
thing.
yeah. 'cause, like,
what about what is it? I forget the thing from the new Spider-Man. What is it? It'll come back to me.
I feel like if he had like the same background as Batman and he was decided to become like a similar feeling of Batman where it's like using fear, I feel like the public would not like him. Just because
We never know because both of them might take the death of Martha Wayne differently because they both have each other now and Alfred. So it's a whole. This is like a whole like
that's why I mentioned like
snowball
like
effect.
Kal-El's or Superman's nature too. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like those two would take it differently. And like, how would Batman be then?
I feel like Batman would take it how Batman takes it, but I feel like Superman would take it even harder than Batman because the fact he's lost kind of at this point two parents, a planet, his whole home world, and now he's lost like this people that have raised him for a few years, you know?
Well, is this assuming he's aware of he's a Kryptonian?
Yeah, this is for me assuming
Okay.
he's aware that he is a Kryptonian, yeah.
I feel like he would take the Batman approach, kind of use fear tactics. I mean, he doesn't really need to. I mean, realistically, he's invincible. He's got everything he needs to be just feared. But now he's actually using fear, which I feel like would only make the public kind of, not to say hate him, but just actually fear him now. Like it's like obviously with the Batman, every villain fears darkness because of him. But what if now suddenly there was a guy flying at, Mach 30 around Gotham?
It just
Just
and at that point, Metropolis doesn't have a superhero,
Protector, yeah.
a protector. Then Lex Luthor goes rampant there.
Oh,
But keep in
God.
mind also, Lex Luthor kind of went on his rampage because
Of Batman, yeah.
because Superman
Superman, yeah.
existed.
Well, you never know because it's not like
Lex Luthor does go to Gotham a lot.
yeah. So I mean, he would probably still go crazy about some guy flying there. But my question is as well, like, would Superman take up the Superman mantle, or would he take up a different name? Because he's going to be growing up with
What,
Batman.
like Darkman.
Oh,
Super dark.
Like, would he find his suit? Like,
Probably not.
yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure.
What job would he have as Clark Kent?
And plus, I think
He was
about
a
it,
millionaire at this point.
Yeah,
He's a billionaire.
he won't even have that symbol either because that symbol stands for hope.
yeah.
And if he raised with Batman and kind of went on that
Now,
whole...
now you're thinking. You're
Well,
like,
I thought of that earlier. I was like, would he be like a more dark Superboy almost? You know what I mean?
I feel like I feel like personally yes. I feel like he'd be a very very dark, spoiled. I feel like he'd be more spoiled than usual because he's living in a millionaire house, and his family, then his his new family dies, his old family dies. He knows all this stuff. So I'm thinking of like Brightburn, that movie Brightburn.
Oh yes.
I'm thinking of like it's going down that dark route of Superman slowly, and God knows if he'll actually become a villain, and then him and Superman stepbrothers would have to fight. You know,
I think maybe if he's like there in the alley, maybe he like kills like the robber
afterwards,
That's-
he
that's
could
a
do that
complete
too.
possibility.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
also... if
he knows
already-
he's super strong and
There's a strong
vulnerable.
chance he could even just stop it from happening. I mean, he literally moves.
Well, in this scenario, they're dead. Like they're like what this what if is like he's raised by the Waynes and they die. Like that is like that.
Like, just somehow he
Yeah.
wasn't able to save him.
I know
yeah.
Matt's comment reminded me of like the Injustice Superman hand through Joker's
Yeah.
chest thing. That's what he would do, bro.
Yeah, to the guy, yeah,
Yeah.
100%. That would be his first one, except for Joker in that sense. So imagine that, like such a young age, killing a person at that young age too, and then your stepbrother's kind of like this, and then you're over here with blood all over you because you just murdered the guy.
Well, it's
You
like,
just made Batman more edgy.
But think about it. But that's the whole thing. Like think about all that, like different things.
I wonder if then even the Justice League would have any hope of being made, because now two of its biggest and most important members are kind of more on the lines of not really teaming up with everyone else.
Well, Batman, I feel like wouldn't really change too much, except for the fact that maybe Clark kills the guy in the alleyway afterwards. But I don't think I feel like everything else kind of starts falling in the same spot for him. Like nothing really changes for him except he has his
Well, he has
stepbrother.
somebody else to like talk to instead of Alfred, right?
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
so
I mean, he won't really feel as lonely, but I know he would definitely probably go on like that whole little vigilante
Yeah.
mode, just because the reason why he wanted to even take up the idea of being Batman was just to prevent the crime from ever happening again.
Yeah.
It wasn't because it happened to him. It was just because
Mm-hmm.
his eyes widened to how bad Gotham really is.
Yeah, so the question really is, what would happen to Superman at that point, being a billionaire, semi-spoiled, but still taught the same lessons as Batman was by Alfred, all that? Like, how would he grow up? Would he be called Superman? Like, would he take up a different mantle?
well,
Like, what if this would have happened? And, you know.
I think he would actually like know how to like fight.
Yeah.
Because Alfred is, what wasn't Alfred like
Ex-military.
Ex-military, yeah.
Mhm.
So that's Superman plus like MMA, bro.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh my.
wasn't there like Alfred versus Superman when Superman got his like powers taken away somehow and like
Yeah,
he, like,
Alfred
destroyed him?
whooped him.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think Alfred, what you're talking about is Alfred took a 24-hour Superman like pill that made him a strong Superman for 24 hours, and he whooped him.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So.
That's cool.
I wonder how would that work though, like, because imagine if Superman went through all the same training Batman went through. He's got all the combat training, he learned
Yeah, but he
learned
could
all
fly, invincible,
he learned all of ninjutsu.
laser
he learned,
eyes.
He
Yeah.
learned all the fear tactics.
Batman
Starts
get-
hiding in the shadows, shoots a laser through your eye.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think this would be Superman anymore. I think this would be like
It'd be like,
Homelander.
you think he would,
That's
he would
what I'm
like
saying.
kill?
Like,
people?
Homelander, but not as sociopath.
You never know, because this guy is going like, we're talking about this guy is more, I think he goes more of the Punisher route with things instead of
Yeah.
Batman. Like, Batman probably won't kill, but I feel like Superman would go more that route of, I'll kill only the super bad. So you have like a super early Injustice era, I feel like, instead of like a later one when he's adult. So, and imagine that as a kid, like that's ingrained in your mind for so much longer. So, I don't know. Anything else you guys want to add to that?
Punches a hole through every bad guy's chest.
If you were to think his name would be different, what would you think his mantle would be instead? Do you think he'd take up the Batman mantle too, or something like that?
Well, Batman got his name because of his fear.
Mhm.
So it depends what his fear is. Do you know Superman's fear? If he even has any?
I mean, at this point, I don't think he would have much to fear,
Fear of
but
heights.
he flies.
He's a lonely man.
Every time he flies, he's like, ah! But I feel like he would take like, I think he would be like a Red Robin, Nightwing.
I think Batman would be the sidekick.
You think Batman would be the sidekick in
Or
this?
they just do two different separate things.
I think it's just more
I-
they would do two separate things while both being in the same city.
Mhm.
Not like a Batman takes Gotham, Nightwing takes Bloodhaven sort of thing.
Maybe. I'm thinking more like along the lines of Batman handles the more minor crimes in Gotham and keeps the very run-of-the-mill criminal in check, while Superman kind of handles the more serious threats that would normally Batman would have to do some kind of crazy thing to deal with.
I feel like this. I think Superman would be more of a killer type, like Punisher. But I feel like he would take up the Batman mantle. Superman would be Batman, and then Batman would be like the first Nightwing or first Robin. So I feel like he would be, Red Robin. Have you heard of that one? I feel like there would still be a Nightwing eventually, a Robin. I feel like all those things would happen still. I think that Batman wouldn't be Batman. Bruce Wayne would be Red Robin, and Batman would be Batman, and then you have Robin, Nightwing underneath that stuff.
Red Hood?
What?
Where would he be?
Who?
Red Hood.
He would still be there. Like that, all the things would still happen.
Does it mean
Or
he might-
Batman could take up the Red Hood mantle. I feel like it would be more sense if he took Red Robin, not Red Hood, but Red Robin. So,
So he just like turns into Tim Drake.
I mean, realistically, he turned into Red Hood after like the whole thing with Joker.
yeah. So I feel like it'd be Superman as Batman, then Batman as Red Robin. Like you said, like the hero sidekick thing. So, what would you think?
I feel like the hero sidekick thing would happen probably. I don't think the names would work just because Batman, like Cole said, Batman's name came from his phobia. He was afraid of the dark and of bats specifically. So it made sense that once he conquered his fear, he would become the fear that he had to bring fear into others.
You saying he's not afraid of Robins?
Who is?
Oh god, so scary, the red belly.
The Red Belly.
Oh no, he's wearing the short shorts!
Yeah, what do you guys think of that one?
Dude, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
good.
All right, ready for the next one?
Yeah.
All right, what if Hulk was captured by Agent Ross? You know the guy that hunts him, and instead of Hulk being in the Avengers, Abomination was the person that joined the Avengers instead.
Abomination joined the Avengers.
Yeah, so instead of Hulk being the Avengers, it'd be Abomination the Avengers.
So pretty much just switching the two.
Yes, so Hulk would be the bad one because Abomination was made to kill the Hulk and capture the Hulk. So let's say Abomination succeeded, got the Hulk, gave it to Ross, and then joined the Avengers.
So is Abomination good?
In this sense, I feel like he's more anti. He's not like super good. He's not super evil.
So he's kind of like a Wolverine. He's willing to kill, but he still has good morals.
Yes.
I feel like him and Cap would definitely butt heads a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They would butt heads a lot.
But here's the same thing too: is he's not as smart as Bruce Wayne. You gotta think about that. This guy's like a military soldier has like the
serum.
Yeah, not like a Bruce Banner scientist.
Exactly. So you gotta think about that too, like the dynamic of.
And plus, there's no, like, even him transforming either. He's just going to permanently be big green.
Exactly. So imagine, like, two soldiers, Cap and Abomination, work together, and then instead of, like, two scientists like Bruce and Tony working together. So, like, that dynamic would be two, like, top-tier soldiers on the Avengers with one smart guy. You know? So what do you think of that?
I think Tony intellectually would take over the entire Avengers. I don't know if that would be a good or bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
But Abomination, I feel like at some battle he may accidentally or intentionally commit like some atrocity or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah, he'd definitely be a wild card thing. I don't think he's staying in the Avengers long.
I don't think so either. I think he joins the Avengers, but like you said, like probably doesn't last.
Captain America's like, get
I mean,
out.
you could also kind of make that argument for the Hulk realistically, because, I mean, when he gets mad, I mean, yeah, everyone knows that in the movies there's Wanda, but, like, in the comics, they struggle to calm him down. Like, that's why, like, Iron Man had all those Hulkbuster, like, remakes almost, because he was constantly trying to improve on a way to actually stop the Hulk if he got mad, because there was no Wanda doing the sun's getting low. Because realistically, he would just hit anyone that got even remotely close.
This guy has like battle tactics in his mind. Like this guy's like a trained soldier.
And don't forget, he knows how to fight.
As strong as Hulk. So imagine that. He's not as smart as Bruce, but he's able to have like the mind, the tactics, all that with the fact he's Hulk. You've seen like Professor Hulk. He's just like, he's smart but doesn't know how to use the strength, you know? So
he has the strength. It's just kind of he doesn't want to use it.
No, that's what I'm saying. He has it. He just doesn't know how to use it, like the Hulk. So or like pushes himself to that limit. So what do you think?
Does Abomination have a healing factor?
He has an extremely high one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just like the Hulk. He's like everything like the Hulk, except he doesn't get more strong with rage. Like his strength like kind of caps.
And Hulk's is like
Hulk's is infinite.
Relatively infinite.
Relatively, yeah.
I'm thinking like for some reason my mind's going to like the Old Man Logan comics.
Yes.
What if like that Hulk, or in this case Abomination, was like that
Maestro?
Yeah, Maestro, or like in that comic book line, like the
old man,
Hulk, Bruce Banner.
That's what I'm saying.
Like you remember
everything that would happen, it would be just changed to Abomination instead.
I don't really think so, because part of the reason why I was Old Man Hulk staying like that was just because he didn't want to transform back, because otherwise he would die.
Well, also he was weird because he had like an inbred Hulk family.
Yeah, he also like went insane. So that's why he also didn't want to transfer back, because he like just fell in love with the fact how strong he felt.
But keep in mind, now we don't have that dual personality anymore. So would that even happen?
No, it'd just be the one personality.
And even then, Abomination's kind of more of a science experiment. So who's to say he even ages? Because in most comics where it's been like several hundred years, Abomination looks the same.
Yeah. But it's the same thing with Hulk, though, too. Yeah. That's just something to do with their regeneration ability. So
I just feel like Abomination would be too much of a wild card. There's no really stopping him. And on top of that, it's not even like the Hulkbuster can do much against him, because Tony can't fight a trained soldier. We've seen that.
I feel like, with Captain America, but I feel like Abomination, yes, is at the strength of Hulk at Hulk's like least like his less strength, where he's like just above angry, but like Abomination we've seen in the movie, like he's been like stabbed by his own claw and he's been hurt, and this guy like can really get beat up, especially by a guy that is just using like brute strength, not really thinking. Like, so you have Tony Stark with a suit that's able to defeat him, like him defeating Hulk. I feel like Tony might have still some advantage because he's not as tough as Hulk can be in some regards.
But then again, we never really see Hulk's upper limits in the Marvel series, because even then, every time we've seen Hulkbuster come out to fight Hulk never really took it serious. By the time he did, the Hulkbuster was gone.
There's rumors of the World War Hulk movie in development.
I would love to see that.
That would be so good.
Because have you seen She-Hulk?
Oh, I have not, no.
Do you want me to spoil something real quick?
Yeah, go for it, bro.
Whoa.
Oh, well, this is a spoiler. Skip a minute ahead because I'll only talk about this for a minute. Right now, Scar, his son, is in the show. Hulk's son.
That's awesome. I remember him from that like Disney XD show.
Oh, yeah, Hulk and the Agents of Smash.
No, he was in the last episode of She-Hulk.
That's
so
cool.
that I think that's building up to that World War Hulk.
And that was because he was on that planet he was banished to.
Mm-hmm.
Sakaar.
But it doesn't. It's somehow like it look weird because the guy's like old. The son.
Huh.
He looks way older than he should be. But yeah. Well,
Probably part of it has to do with maybe how the radiation got passed on.
yeah, that it depends. I gotta see what happens with that. But all right, no spoiler anymore. But yeah. So I feel like Abomination would be a member of the team for a short period of time, but I feel like he would still like butt heads with so many of them.
Yeah.
Too much. Right, Matt?
Strong personality.
I don't know. He just seems like a weaker, maybe slightly battle smarter version of the Hulk.
Yep.
That has like less stable morals or something.
Yeah, you're right. Matt's over here like, oh, what's going on?
I mean, if you also think about it, because there's not that second mind, Age of Ultron will never happen. Because
Yeah.
it was with the collective minds of Banner and Stark that made Ultron. So if they two were never together, would he ever be able to make the Ultron AI by himself?
I think Hulk will break out and kill everyone.
All right, we're gonna do one more and then we'll want to break. This is when we're starting to get into like the super interesting stuff, so we'll leave it at this and then we'll go back to this. So you know Hal Jordan, the guy that has the Green Lantern ring. What happens if the Green Lantern ring didn't go to Hal Jordan? What if the Green Lantern ring went to one of Batman's villains? You can guess which one I'm about to say. Clayface.
Huh?
So what happens if he got the Green Lantern ring, Clayface got the Green Lantern ring instead of Hal Jordan?
Like, would he still be a villain?
That's the question. Like, what if he'd have all his powers, Clayface's powers, plus the
Which
ring
iteration are we talking about? Are we talking about...
like full on, like looks like clay, can morph his body into different shapes.
But there's the few iterations where he tries to hold on to humanity, and then there's the others where he's going full, like, Hulk monster.
He still has his humanity somewhat.
So he's, like, trying to fight the humanity
Yeah.
more. I feel like he... Depending on his mood, if he tried to hold on to the humanity more, he would probably use the ring.
Yeah.
But if he probably got mad, he would probably start using the clay more. Like I don't think he could really. He would probably have a few combo moves to use them in unison, but I feel like more it depends on his emotions and how much he can control them for which one he'll want to use more.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like, first of all, if you have like a lantern ring, especially a green one, it's gonna choose you because of your willpower. So he's gonna, and the way I see it, probably be pretty stable, right? If he has the lantern ring. So I think he'd probably take the route of good, unless he goes like some sort of Sinestro route somehow or whatever.
Or
But,
goes like Red Lantern.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and don't they bring you to, like, the Lantern Corps place
Yeah.
or whatever? And then they'll probably be like, yeah, do good
You
at
look like a
Earth.
piece of clay.
Protect Earth. And he's like, "Ah."
Yeah, he's like, rah, 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 rah. Nah, but yeah, I think it's interesting to see kind of how Clayface would be with it, because I don't think he would hold on his finger. I feel like he would morph into different like spots, the ring. So like you never know if he had it on his forehead or had it as a belly button ring.
I wonder if you would just kind of like keep it inside of him.
Yeah.
More times out of 10.
But I find it more interesting because he can morph his body. So imagine you morph his body and then morph different objects into different things. And I think it's pretty cool thought to have.
I kind of had a weird thought too when like you originally said that. I was like, what if he made like a Gatling gun, but then he shot pieces of himself out of it?
Exactly.
No, it would literally just be Clayface on steroids. Yeah. No, like literally, bro.
Yeah.
Oh.
So what do you think, Cole?
I mean, like what I just said, I think he'd probably be an upstand guy. Probably. I'm honestly not super familiar with the character. I just know him generally from like Arkham City.
Yeah.
And like that whole thing where he does like the whole doppelganger thing or whatever.
Yep.
But apart from that, I'm not super familiar. So
Yeah.
I mean, most part, Clayface isn't really too in depth of a villain when you really think about
No,
it. 'Cause
yeah.
every time he's ever fought Batman, usually it's one of two iterations. Either the one where Batman knows his personal side, so he's trying to tap to it, or there's the version where he's just a goop monster who gets frozen, and then he's out for the count for the rest of the fight.
Yep. So it's very interesting to see because I feel like he would have more weaknesses than a lot of other lanterns in some regards, but I also feel like he would be. It would be interesting to see like how he would morph the Green Lantern shapes he'd make with his clay body because he can have like he can morph his body into other things. So imagine, like you said, like the Gatling gun was shooting his own clay. What's up?
Well, what if he like transforming himself into like a ball and then like making like a catapult thing or something?
Yeah.
So, like, how different to you, Liam? I'm asking you, and then you guys can answer. Is Clayface from someone like Sandman?
He's not really. So I would say he's not super different, but he's more solid, I think, than like Sandman, but not as like Plastic Man.
Yeah, that's where I was going with that.
So he's in that in between. He's still liquidy clay, not really like the hard clay, but he can like morph his body into the hard clay stuff. So it's kind of like how you really want to see it as, because what Matt just made a good point. Like he can take his mind and make a catapult with his mind, and make himself into a ball and launch himself at the bad guy.
Yeah.
You know, so it's very interesting to see kind of like how it'd be like that. And you never know, because maybe he'll use the ring against Batman. You know, it's so many different things he can use it for. So
Well, he has to protect the Earth, right? Unless he like goes to like.
it doesn't mean he has to like everyone on it.
I mean, I even am thinking of me and Caesar before the podcast were talking about like the metal comics, the DC metal ones,
Yeah.
and they have all those like Batman variations.
Yeah.
I think one of them is called Dawnbreaker or Dawn something.
Dawnbreaker.
Yeah, Dawnbreaker, and he has like the Green Lantern ring, but I don't know how he has it if he's like terribly evil. So would Clayface be kind of like that too? You know what I mean?
The main reason how Batman got the ring was just because it was like a lot of weird plot stuff that pretty much just led to Hal was just out for the count, and he intentionally gave the ring. Because what's so special about the rings is that you can just temporarily give it to someone of your choice if you want to. But it's, keep in mind, especially with the Green Lantern rings, they're so special because it's off your willpower. So realistically, if I have enough willpower that I'm willing to let go of my ring and give it to you, the ring will just follow and just stick with you as long as I have the willpower to keep it on you. But like with other rings, obviously, like with the red one, I need to somehow be angry enough to keep it on.
Yeah, so you never know. Like it's such a complicated thing because your willpower could, you know, vary.
Well, our Green Lanterns are naturally like good, though.
Yeah. So but it doesn't mean that they're all like.
The most right in the head.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like I'm thinking who's the redhead guy, the redhead lantern with like this. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Guy Gardner.
Yeah, Guy Gardner. Like
Yeah,
he's a little bit off the rails.
he's a a-hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But realistically, he still has the willpower to meet
it's
the
actually,
requirements for
it's actually funny in the Superman Legacy movie, the one that James Gunn's making. They already casted Guy Gardner in that movie.
That would be cool to see. I like him, and what's the other one? John Stewart, is that?
Yeah, so John Stewart and Hal Jordan are going to be in like later projects, the Lantern Corps movies, or the show, I mean. So,
Cool.
but they already announced who's playing Guy Gardner too as well. So
You know, I need them to bring the rest of the lantern colors to the big screen. I want to see the Love Lanterns. I want to see the Death Lantern, and I want to see more Red
but if
Lantern.
it's James Gunn doing it, yeah, you'll see all that stuff because he pulls out everything. Like he pulled out Peacemaker out of nowhere, Polka Dot Man. Like these are characters that no one really hears about, and he pulls them out because he knows that they have potential and he knows how to make them good.
Dude, I want to see them do like a Blackest Night, Brightest Day movie with like the White Lanterns. Oh my god,
That's what he probably will do. That
And then that's when he'll bring the Black Lanterns too.
Yeah, I know. I have that book at home. It's a fantastic read. That'd be awesome.
What about the I don't know, what's that lantern core where it's just like the single guy and it's like green?
The orange lantern.
One.
Yeah,
That's my favorite one.
yeah, makes sense.
I feel like I'd be that guy.
All right, we'll be right back after a quick break. Yeah, I agree. And we're back, right, Matt?
Yep.
Yeah,
Welcome back.
We're back, Matt.
654. Oh,
3, 2, 1.
Kick it.
Check.
Mic
check. Minions assemble.
Minion. What if Gru didn't steal the moon but stole Saturn? Where'd Saturn go?
We are going to steal Uranus.
Okay, you guys ready?
Yep.
Easy.
All right, here we go. What if Reed Richards was the only one to get superpowers, but all his superpowers are all 4 of the Fantastic Four's powers? So he has like the Things, Human Torch, Invisible Woman, and his elasticity.
Wasn't there like a villain in the series who had all 4?
Yeah, but he wasn't. He was a Skrull.
Yeah.
So he
Super Scroll, right?
Yeah, he was a Super Skrull. So he was able to do like everyone's. But this is like he strictly has all 4, and he's like elastic, but he's fully looks like a rock that can heat up and go invisible and can stretch.
That was another thing I was gonna ask. Does he look like the
He
Thing?
looks like the Thing. He can burn like the Human Torch, invisible like
Force fields too.
force fields, and can stretch. And he has the same mind as
Reed Richards.
Reed Richards.
I think he would be busted. Like, nerf that guy.
Oh yeah.
Can I hit nerf on this one?
Superhero diff need nerf.
Yeah.
I feel like it would literally be like if the Fantastic Four could operate under one mind. Like,
Yeah.
You literally have 4 very versatile powers.
Yeah.
All coming together. It's literally like a mini Avengers team as one person.
Mm-hmm.
Like realistically, I mean, obviously he can't really hide in public.
Yeah.
So there's kind of getting rid of that part. But
But he can go invisible.
yeah, then that's what I mean. He doesn't need to hide in public anymore. He could just straight up go invisible. It's even better.
Do you think that evil Reed Richards would be able to take him or no?
So I was gonna say, like, I feel like this would be the newest version of Evil Reed Richards, but like a stronger version, because Evil Reed Richards has his elasticity and he's super smart.
I thought was he not like part Beyonder or something? Evil Reed
No,
Richards?
he took. I think he like did something to the Beyonder. I don't think he was
Yeah.
part Beyonder, right, Cole? I don't know. I can't remember.
He wasn't part. He just only did thing to the Beyonder.
I'm pretty sure. I can't remember.
That's the Secret Wars big bad guy, something like that.
The Beyonder?
Yeah.
No.
Or
It was the
evil
Skrulls.
Reed Richards?
I can't remember. Was it the Scrolls? I'm not even sure.
I'm just thinking
Yeah.
of like the classic one, but that's the one I read when I was younger.
Yeah, maybe I'm thinking of the wrong one, but yeah, there's been so many adaptations of everything. But
True.
I'm feeling like this guy is like,
OP.
ridiculously strong. I don't think he's probably the strongest
Avenger? You
or
think-
anything. I just don't think
I
he's
think
like.
he would become an Avenger.
I think he's probably like the lower tier, like the lower end of the top 10. But I don't think he's nowhere near the top 5 or top 8. I think he's like probably number 10 in the top 10.
Well,
of
top
strong.
10 what? Like strongest in Marvel?
Yeah.
I
No
would
way.
argue that just because, like, when you really think about who are the, I mean, obviously he's not within top 5 because the top 5 are literally gods. They're gods or godlike beings. But when you go down the list past there, all you're left with really is just kind of your base level Iron Man's.
Matt's face is killing me.
There's so many powerful gods. Like
I'd say
Yeah,
like he's
but
top.
also-
I'll say, how about this, man? Top 20. I'll give him top 20.
I won't even give him top.
Like realistically, I
Really?
mean, Captain America goes toe to toe with most of these kinds of gods, and he's just a guy
What,
who's
like
got
Odin?
slightly above average strength.
Odin in the comic books would destroy this guy.
Odin, I would even say is like top 20.
Odin is top. He's in the top 10. Odin.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's literally
One above
a
all, living
god.
tribunal, Infinity,
Beyonder.
the
Galactus
Beyonder, Molecule Man,
Galactus.
Do we count Thanos?
Thanos.
Thor.
Thor.
Who's the Earth guy or the planet guy who's Quill's dad or something?
Ego, the living
Ego.
planet.
Yeah.
Franklin Richards.
Yeah.
You know, there's a ton of people.
Ronan.
But
Wait, do
Odin,
we count Ronan
I'll
with
say
the
this, like
power
a few of them you named, not like the first 5 you named, but like the last 5, like Odin can beat those guys, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like Odin is in the top
Wait.
10.
Odin could beat.
Odin in the comic books is in the top. Odin in the MCU, no. Odin in the comic books, like that Odin, that guy is like ridiculously strong.
Yeah.
It's disgusting how strong he is. Odin in the comic books.
I mean, one thing to also keep in mind about Odin in the MCU, he didn't really do anything in terms of combat. Like, he just left it up to really Thor to do it.
Yeah, that's why it kind of sucked because
Yeah, that guy's a fat old man.
Fat old man with one eye.
I feel like the thing is, so there would be the Fantastic Four at that point. So there would be
The Fantastic.
no. I feel like he would join the Avengers, so he'd be an Avengers member. But I feel like he'd be one of the strong, not even the strongest Avenger on the team, basically.
I mean, keep in
You
mind,
know.
though, 2 of your members are literally just regular humans.
Well,
And then-
one's Super Soldier,
And I'm talking about, like,
Hawkeye,
Black
Black
Widow.
Widow, Tony, Captain America. So the only people that I'd feel like would stand a chance is Thor or Hulk against the guy.
I think Hulk would.
I feel like it would kind of balance it out with, like, powerhouses compared to more strategy-based
Yeah.
heroes.
I think that Reed Richards would beat up Hulk because he's got like have you heard of like Hulk fighting the Thing?
Yeah.
like those are usually even stalemates, and that's Reed Richards with the Thing plus all the other
Yeah.
things. Like
But also, keep in mind, the
Yeah,
Thing,
I-
it kind of
I- yeah.
operates like the Hulk, where when he gets mad, he gets stronger. It's just
Yeah,
he
but
doesn't
will
have the
Reed-
regeneration.
Will Reed Richards get mad? Does he really get mad? Then?
Not
But-
really. He's super smart. That's the
Yeah.
thing. Because
He's got
imagine
high battle
he's as strong as a Thing, and he can just wrap himself around Hulk. What is he gonna do at that point? You know what I mean? Like, I'm mad that you're holding
and
me.
he'll like start burning. He'll like start.
Yeah,
burning.
he'll start cooking him alive,
and then he could like
put a force,
put a force field around, and then he
it.
like burns. And
Yeah,
Yeah,
birds
suffocates.
like so the steam, so the
Like
carbon
most-
dioxide builds up. This guy's done.
Like with
Yeah.
most iterations of Invisible Woman too, her shields were strong enough to stop the Hulk for a good few blows.
Yep.
Like
Yeah,
even when
the-
he was really mad.
The Hulk just gets madder and then kills him. Don't care. I think the Hulk's stronger than this guy.
No, you're dumb, man.
Dude, what?
Well, Reed Richards is literally like the smartest being in the whole universe, besides
Yeah.
like God.
It's kind of funny.
Well, he's one of the top 4. I think he's
Yeah,
number
I think-
4 in the
Yeah,
whole.
and then
he
don't
is?
forget there's
Yeah.
Professor X, who literally
yes,
his mutant
yes.
power is all knowing.
There's a list online with like the smartest. I think I've seen it a bunch of times. I think Reed Richards number 4 in it.
And there's Professor X, and then I would honestly count Ultron as at least top 10 with that.
Really?
Just because Ultron, he used technology to learn everything about human history.
Yeah, but it's only technology, right?
Well,
There's
realistically,
only
he
so
ca-
far you can get.
He really kind of, I mean, when you really think about it, how much can you look up online? Like, how much information is really on the internet? Not just, like, the surface web. He accessed the deep web as well. So he found every little nook and cranny about anyone ever, and he can just refine it in an instant.
He found that you could get drugs on the deep web.
I mean, he quite
He's like, no, like take this site down.
I mean, he quite literally, Ultron was able to, in the middle of having a conversation with a drug dealer, took money out of, like, the U.S. reservatory and just straight up gave it to him. Like, just a direct transaction from Fort Knox.
Well, this isn't him being smart. This is him just doing something so
Yeah, but, like,
absurd.
realistically, that kind of knowledge is something that you just don't hold on to. I mean, keep in mind, he's technology. He just has easy access to it to the point where it's like if he knows it. Mm-hmm. His only weakness is just electricity.
Yeah, that's stupid. I just looked up a list and they said Thanos is the smartest. I'm like, you're so dumb.
I mean,
It's probably MCU.
Yeah, so
if we
stupid.
count him with the Mind Stone, he could be.
No,
Well,
this is just regular Thanos, they said.
Really?
The reason I say Reed Richards could be the smartest being is because he's got like the whole Council of Reeds thing and like all that. Because he's like just omnipotent and like universe to universe to universe of just like that intellect. But
Yeah, no, I feel like he is definitely, maybe he is the smartest in the world. Like, you have the Beast, you have Beast from the X-Men, Charles Xavier, Hank Pym, Bruce, Tony. I feel like Reed Richards is smarter than all of them.
I feel like
though.
you could also count Doctor Strange up there.
Yeah, Doctor Strange is pretty smart too. But it's like, if, like, the only person would be like what we said earlier about like Iron Man, Supreme, Sorcerer Supreme would probably be definitely smarter than Reed Richards at that point.
Oh,
If-
don't forget about the Supreme Being.
Yeah, but even then, I don't know.
I won't really know if we could actually. I'm going to take that back just because he was more of like a mad scientist than a real genius.
Yeah, so I feel like he would join the Avengers, and then realize he's smarter than all of them combined, do some stuff, maybe become a major villain later on, and then, I don't know, kind of see what happens from there. So,
Like the power get to his head.
yeah. But
I
man,
don't know what he would do. What would I do? I'd like stretch around the city and like high five everyone. Like,
that's a good idea.
all right, the next one is, what happens if the Blue Beetle Scarab didn't go to Earth but went to Darkseid instead? So let's say Darkseid had the Blue Beetle Scarab on him.
like in his like physical form.
What do you mean?
Like, doesn't he like exist outside of like physical forms, like in Apocalypse
Yeah.
or something?
Technically,
Yeah.
he exists in Apocalypse as like an omnipotent being. So the only way to really kill him is to actually kill that
He's
being.
classified as one of the new gods.
Yeah. The only way to, I mean, you could kill his physical form, but it's not gonna actually kill him. It's just kind of like killing.
Yeah, but it
his
says
spirit.
physical form was given the Blue Beetle Scarab.
I feel like it would nerf him or something. Like,
I mean,
how strong is Blue Beetle? Like,
It is considered one of the strongest weapons in the universe.
the technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's literally like on par with a lantern ring.
But compared to a new god,
I mean, keep in mind.
With it would, so imagine the strongest weapon with one of the strongest beings in the universe.
That also a weapon that is based off of emotions to a god that's like all like
That you need
hate
to
and
ha-
anger.
Yeah,
and on top of that, it's a weapon that
that
is
needs to be like
designed-
super smart to be able to use. Like there's Javier, that has it in the comic books. The Blue Beetle, like the third Blue Beetle, like he doesn't understand what he's doing. He's a kid with this this power. So
I mean,
it's
didn't
like,
he also join the Teen Titans?
yeah, but like Blue Beetle was the one in the comic books. Like there's a storyline where Blue Beetle literally like wiped out the whole Justice League by himself with the Blue Beetle, and this guy was a kid, and the Blue Beetle Scarab just took over his mind and just like did everything instead.
went
It's
into
also
like the kill mode thing.
Yeah.
it's also
So
important. to
imagine
note
that was with Darkseid, the guy that has by himself murked all of them. So
And I know what you're saying, Matt, with like the whole idea of how it may nerf him because he's already so powerful. But the weird, crazy thing about the weapon is it's not a finite power. It only is meant to boost what you already have.
yeah,
So there's no such thing as it having a handicap because like a lantern ring, it's all just based on, it will amp itself up to whatever level you already exist on.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, Caesar, because I was just about to ask: is there like any limitation, or is it kind of just like an exponential curve?
Most
versus,
just say it's an exponential curve where the only limit is just what your body can physically take. So like if there's a new god controlling it, it's a godly weapon.
yeah.
Where do the blue scarabs come from?
An alien race. They made all the scarabs. They've made like green scarabs, like black scarabs.
And
The
don't-
green one went to Mars, and like a Martian got it. That's where the green one went. And then the aliens that made it, they have the black went to one of their aliens, and that guy was whooping the blue one with no problem.
Don't forget about the red
Because he
one.
was, the red scarab. There's a bunch of scarabs, but they sent him to like a bunch of different planets.
And it's important to note that
So-
each of the colors has a whole different arsenal and skill set it
Yeah.
likes to use. Like the blue beetle, it only really likes to use blades and blasters, but the red beetles, for some reason, the red beetles are different than all the others in that instead of creating weapons, they amp your body up physically and let you almost do things that you normally couldn't. So like if you couldn't fly before, the blue beetle wouldn't give you a wing. It would somehow just let you fly.
Or the red
Yeah.
beetle would.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the green beetle one, like the Martian had, like he was able to still like morph his body in different shapes and everything like that, and he still had all the powers as the. So it's crazy. Like CJ said, it just helps amplify your strength really more than like hinders it.
It's like a lantern ring without the taxation of you need to believe in a certain motion that's
Yeah.
strong.
Yeah. So.
All right, so what's Darkseid's goal? Like the anti-life equation?
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You'd probably get that really fast.
I mean, I think he
He
could
would
just
just
treat.
murder everyone. I think.
Who needs the anti-life equation?
I
He
think
has
it'd
a
be-
weapon that can do it
I
for
think
him.
Darkseid would have no problem at that point wiping out everything he wanted and be able
mean-
to control the whole universe the way he wanted it.
I mean, you even see in all his fights with the Justice League, he doesn't really take it serious.
No.
He just kind of beats them all up while keeping his arms behind his back.
Yeah. And just
So-
shoot his
Yeah,
lasers.
he literally does like the slaps. Just like,
Imagine if then he has a weapon that can fight for him now.
Yeah.
And still be just as equally powerful as him. So now he doesn't even need to try at this point. He just has to
Yeah.
think about it.
and then he's
And-
got those OP eye lasers.
And what happens to the weapon if it breaks? Which it probably won't, but if it does, he's still Darkseid.
No, there's no. It's not like he's suddenly nerfed where he has no more powers. He's still a new god.
So the blue beetle has like basically infinite energy.
Yeah.
It has an infinite amount of energy and infinite amount of potential.
That's like, this is just too much.
I mean, realistically, the only thing that ever nerfed the blue beetle was just the fact it was always on a usually young boy.
Yeah.
So because of that, its limit was just the fact that it was attached to a human. So the human could only handle so much.
Yep. Yep.
All right, so he'd kill everyone.
Who needs the anti-life
Moving
equation? He's got
on.
blue beetle.
Moving on. The next one is, this is more of a question-based one. What if Spider-Man was bit by a different insect, and what would that insect be to you? So instead of it being Spider-Man, what do you think? What insect would you think he'd be?
Are spiders insects? I forgot.
my,
They're arachnids.
My brain went immediately to like a dragonfly for some reason, like, or even like a firefly.
Dragonfly Man.
What would he
Fire-
do? Just like fly around?
It'd
and
be
a
whatever
bug?
you think. So just describe what you think if you need a minute.
Well, I mean, it'd probably just be like him with wings.
Mm-hmm.
He'd still have like the climbing walls thing. I mean, I don't know. Are dragonflies strong?
Dragonflies are able to climb walls.
Well, yeah.
They hang on walls, yeah.
Yeah,
so.
like with what? With
Yeah,
like little like.
you see them all the time. They sit on walls.
No, I like run away.
Yeah, you're a wimp. Any insect that flies, Matt runs for the hills.
I don't know. I feel like getting bit by like a cockroach would be kind of nice because you're like, I feel like, and then he would be like the most like immune to like damage
That's fair.
superhero
Yeah, he'd
ever.
survive a nuke.
Do you think you'd like, instead of like building webs, just build a giant like shell around his back?
He'd just fly around and like ram into people.
Yeah.
Thank you, cockroach man.
Oh, don't forget his specialty is he could take nukes to the face.
Yeah. You take nukes. So he's Cockroach Man. You're Dragonfly Man.
Yeah, flies around and like
Has a giant
has a
tail.
tail and just whips people with it.
Yeah.
I got two thoughts. One of them is kind of not so good, so I'm going to say that one first. Instead of a spider, it's a tarantula.
Okay.
So then the main difference is instead of being like a spider where he's nimble and agile, instead it focuses more on the strength aspect, and he just kind of looks more like
Buff.
like a buffer version of even like Cap, where he's just like a beefcake kind of. He can't flip so much anymore, but he more handles like straight on combat instead. And then my other, a praying mantis.
I would do a wolf.
What
Twilight.
insect would bite him? A wolf.
What insect would he get bit by? A wolf.
A wolf. Yeah. No, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Man, wolves are my favorite
Spider-Man
bug.
bit by a T-Rex, like he'd be so good.
I'd probably just do a fly at this point.
No,
I think
stick with the wolf. You're committed.
Fast, nimble, flies, hungry for trash. I think you just be like,
Puts its dirty mouth in your
Trash
soup.
man.
trash.
He goes to a Panera to start sticking his tongue in everyone's soup.
Yeah, that's what I think. This would be the coolest thing. So.
He's got the weird bug eyes.
He'd get stung by a bee.
That was
Become bee man.
Yeah, that was just a quick one.
You hear a little buzz in your ear. You think it's a fly. All of a sudden, you see a grown ass man just sitting right there.
What if Scarecrow was the leader of the?
He just swore.
Oh, no, it's too
Okay.
late now. It's too late. What if Scarecrow was the leader of the Yellow Lantern Corps? So instead of Sinestro, it'd be Scarecrow's runs the Yellow Lanterns.
I mean, that
They
does
don't-
make sense considering that Scarecrow was always probably the most scaredy cat out of all the villains.
Would fear toxin increase the lantern's power?
You never know. He
By a
might
lot.
start using the fear toxin to increase the ring's powers. Like
That's what I was thinking.
Infuse the. My thought is what you're thinking was I think you'd infuse all the rings with fear toxin stuff. So it's like the powers have fear toxin plus the ring. So I feel like he would spray that on.
No, they like just both amplify. each
Yeah,
other.
so I think they would spray him on someone, and then it would cause like a massive amount of fear throughout the person. So then their ring would be more better.
I was kind of imagining that as more like a trump card. Like it's kind of like a use it in
Kind of
case
like a
you need-
Bane, like activate like your I don't know whatever the drug he uses or whatever.
Well, not really, because even then, Bane always activates it before every fight. I'm saying more like a, if they're like their backs to the wall and they're about to lose like another lantern, just pop a little capsule of the fear toxin, then suddenly all your fears are getting amped up by 10. So because of that, your lantern ring is getting even more amped up.
Mm-hmm.
So then suddenly you went from losing to, well, for the next however long the fear toxin is in your system for, you're just basically
Destroying.
unstoppable.
Yeah, I think he'd be a little loser basically.
He'd just be like, "Ah."
He'd be like, if somebody be like, "What's our next move, leader?" Be like,
He goes to the cornfields.
Yeah. Let's pretend that I'm
"You're a guy
trying to ask Scarecrow
like for
fear toxin.
ask me for anything."
Dude, he just inject you immediately.
Hey, can I borrow some fear? Do you have extra?
All right, fear toxin time.
Yeah, so I think it'd be like a stronger. I think it'd be definitely stronger versions of the Yellow Lanterns where they would, especially if they go against Green Lanterns and they spray it from their rings onto them. It would destroy the Green Lanterns completely. So I feel like with him as leading the Yellow Lanterns, I think it'd be like a decimation of a lot of the like Lantern Corps, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I can imagine Hal Jordan making like a willpower gas mask. Or something. What is
A willpower breather.
willpower mask?
It'd be like COVID,
willpower
but for the
ra-
Lantern
Can someone
Corps.
let him in? Wait, he might have gotten in actually. 'Cause he's not at the door.
Give him a willpower inhaler.
Yeah, he's in. He's in. He's got to be. Yeah, he's in. So, all right. So next one is what if Mysterio was Iron Man's protege?
Protege.
So what happens if Mysterio was trained by Iron Man before he became a bad guy instead, and he had all like the same stuff Mysterio has now, except plus training from Iron Man?
It would just be like a high tech Mysterio, or like he has like where he has like all these special effects going like all the time, but to a crazy point to where maybe he could just like engulf the world with like this big mirror, like something like that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
No, I like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
build on that a little bit more.
Yeah, so like with that like big mirror, big whatever, he could just create like a false reality out of like Stark Tech or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 'Cause
Imagine
that's what
that.
he does. That's what
Yeah.
he does in like a small scale, just be a huge scale.
So do you think he would potentially build a giant mirror around the world of like his tech and not mess with people, but like make them live in the reality that he wants everyone to live in with the training of Tony Stark if he became a villain afterwards.
If he had evil motivations,
Yeah.
for sure, yeah.
I feel like I agree with you about that.
Does he not have like powers sometimes?
So in some instances, he has like the same powers as Doctor Strange too. So if you want to add that to your what if, I'm going off MCU's version, like Cole. But if you want to add the like the powers of that too, you could do that. So.
I'm gonna take the spin off of the older version, and my thought goes right back into how we originally were talking about how Tony Stark would kind of implement it with technology.
Yeah.
So imagine pretty much Mysterio with all his magical abilities. Add on to that fact now he's got all of Tony Stark's engineering prowess.
Yeah.
So then suddenly he's got high tech fused with basically unknown powerful magic.
Yep.
I mean, especially if it's like illusion magic.
Yeah.
Imagine a gun or like some kind of blaster that can just, when you get hit by it, you suddenly just start going all on a whole mental tangent.
So like
In
a
his reality.
like a DMT gun.
It's like it's literally like a
That'd be kind of
like for real though. Like
messed
imagine if it was just like a simple like blaster, and then all of a sudden you were fully under his illusion, and there was no breaking it for at least like a several minute long span.
Yeah. I think that would be super interesting to see too, because I feel like he would definitely use a lot more magic too. But that's the beauty of it. What if? You know what I mean? What if all these things happen? Ooh. Anything for you, Matt?
I don't know. I think he'd put like Iron Man in illusion where he had Mysterio as a protege, right? And then that was the entire premise was the
That was
illusion.
it. That's it.
He intentionally engulfed the whole world in a mirror just to have everyone believe it was flat.
All right, here's the next one. Ready?
No, he's already done it for the globe.
Here's the next one. Ready? What if Shazam's powers were given to Thomas Wayne as he was shot in the alleyway, and Martha Wayne died instead of Thomas Wayne?
So he Shazammed his way to...
So instead of this now, in the alleyway he gets shot, but as he's getting shot, Shazam, like the guy that gave Shazam his powers, gave him, Thomas Wayne, Shazam's powers. Martha still dies. Thomas Wayne's still alive, and Bruce Wayne's still alive.
So like while he's like explaining it, like the strength of something, he's like, like help.
I think Shazam would kind of become more like a Black Adam kind of thing, where, like, because keep in mind, like me and Cole were talking about in one of the breaks, Thomas Wayne is a very rageful human being compared to Bruce. Like, we see that in one of the flashpoints where it was Bruce who died. While Martha went completely insane and became the new Joker, Thomas became the Batman, but he started just pulling out the 9 every time.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't really try to even get combat experience. He just literally shot everyone.
Yeah.
So I think that if he had Shazam's powers, first off, I don't know how would he if the Wizards were judging that, but that's
Wizard
the
were
point.
smoking something.
Yeah,
he was like, I like this guy.
but whatever their decision was, I feel like he would kind of pull a Black Adam and just kind of be more like a rogue godlike being, if that makes sense.
I'm even going down like the Batman route where
Yeah.
Thomas Wayne was portrayed as this like really good guy, like philanthropist, politician. So if it was that kind of route, I feel like he would have an effect on Bruce. And in that instance, I'm not sure what he would do if with the powers, like in like that whole traumatic scene, right? Like would he just like stop the guy and then done? Like just throw him across the map?
What would happen probably is like him and Martha get shot, but then somehow he's revived with Shazam's power, and then after that it's kind of like what happens.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I think there would be like in that sort of scenario, it would be interesting to see how he would raise Bruce, because then he wouldn't have the guidance of Alfred. Like, would he be like mentored from like this godlike figure like Shazam, or would it,
Yeah.
I mean, there is also a slight persona difference too. Like every single time we've seen someone do the transformation, their personality kind of changes.
Yeah.
So that'd be kind of interesting then to see how Bruce would be raised under pretty much a guy who's bipolar.
I think he would definitely join the Justice Society of America. You know what I mean? So with like all those like older like versions, like the older Flash and all that.
Yeah, like Jake.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
the
think
one with the weird hat.
Yeah, with the weird metal hat. Yep.
Weird. I think that looks cool.
So I think he would probably join something like the Justice Society of America, and he'd be like that, you know, in that the first version
Old
of the Justice
generation.
League. Yeah, and then I think through time, I don't think we would have a Batman per se. Maybe because I know Shazam could share his powers. Maybe before Thomas passes, he gives the Shazam powers to Bruce Wayne instead, and then we have not Batman or Shazam, but we have a mixture of both.
Shaz Batman.
The greatest detective in the world as Shazam. You know,
How does how does the suit work? Does the suit for Shazam, is that the same for every Shazam?
no, it's different.
Yeah, it depends on kind of you as a person. Like usually, if whoever gives you the powers is still alive, your suit will look like theirs. But if you just get given it as the person dies, the suit is just whatever you want it to be.
Yeah,
Like Black Adam, he just didn't like Shazam, so he made his an anti-version of Shazam.
yeah.
Anti-Shazam.
But I think there's a lot of different things. So I feel like Bruce Wayne would be in the Justice League as Shazam, but also as a Batman version of Shazam. So like imagine Batman
Bat-Zam.
costume / Shazam costume in one thing. It'd be very interesting to see.
I just
So.
imagine that instead of saying Shazam to transform, he says Justice.
Vengeance.
Arm the night.
We'll do one more. We'll go on a break, and then after that break, we'll kind of just wrap it up. So what if Moon Knight? So you know Moon Knight, right? What if the god Khonshu that gave Moon Knight his powers didn't give it to the guy that is Moon Knight? What's his name? I'm blanking on it now.
I don't remember.
He gave it to Daredevil instead. So imagine Daredevil was infused with Moon Knight's powers.
Does Daredevil still have?
He's
like
still
his
blind.
superhero? But does he still have like his super hearing and all?
Yeah. It's Daredevil with.
Oh, so like
now-
he was already Daredevil, but
Yeah.
then now he's just gained all the powers of Moon Knight.
Yes.
So what are Moon Knight's powers again?
Regeneration, like his infinite like moon things.
Don't forget subtle
split personality disorder,
Don't forget like that slight super strength.
super strength. Yeah,
It's not really too crazy. It's more like a Captain America style.
yeah. There's not too much else.
Well, doesn't he like do something with like the night or like warping?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
his powers are reflected off the moon cycles. So like during some moon phases, he's stronger or weaker.
Like the full moon, he's like the strongest.
Yes.
Yeah, full moon, he's the strongest. 3/4, he's kind of almost there.
Yeah.
And then 1/4, it's like, what about an eclipse? Like he like,
It just sucks to be him.
Yeah. I don't know what happens at that point.
let's look it up.
I know that there's actually a
Look
lot
it
of
up,
comic
Matt.
variations about that because I know there was one series where when an eclipse happened, it was like an alter, like Moon Knight.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think Daredevil. He's always been kind of one of my more favorite superheroes.
These are one of my two favorite superheroes. I just put them in one.
I just feel like because he's so versatile as a hero, even it doesn't really even matter what the moon phase is. Daredevil's still a very strong hero on his own. It's just if he's doing it at nighttime, he's just got an extra boost helping him now.
Yeah.
And even then, he doesn't really need a lot of those. Like the only ones I can imagine him using is the moon, like rings that he throws. And even then, we've seen Moon Knight could use them.
Mark
on-
Spector's his name.
Yeah.
The guy that plays Moon Knight. Yeah.
But like we can see that under any moon phase, he can still use those rings. So it's a no matter what guaranteed ability. The only thing that would be different is just that super strength, really. But even then, I don't think he's gonna need it if he's already got so much combat experience.
So is there a reason people call him the Marvel's Batman then?
Because he is exactly like Batman, like
Yeah.
good detective, like
Good
dresses
detective.
up like Batman. Not just up like Batman, but like he resembles Batman in a lot of things. He has his moon rings. Like,
Kind of moody too.
but the only difference is why I like him, and I don't think he's so much like Batman, the split personality thing, and the fact that like he has like powers unlike Batman, and his personalities have different suits, different attitudes, different everything with how he fights everything as well. So
I can't find anything on an Eclipse.
Remember-
Someone's like, buff him in a game for the Eclipse.
So yeah, anything else you want to say, Cole, about it?
Well, I mean, in this scenario, would this version of Moon Knight Daredevil, would he, how would he function as like a lawyer?
Yeah,
He'd still be a lawyer. It just would be like he has Moon Knight's powers.
Would
Imagine
he
just-
have like the lawyer personality?
That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like maybe personality Moon Knight, personality Daredevil, personality Matt Murdock.
I know, it could be all
Like,
those
yeah,
things.
you understand? Yeah.
Imagine like he's fighting a court case. Just all of a sudden, it goes to nighttime. Just he transforms on accident.
Yeah.
Just as you can see, Judge, my
Yeah.
client here is innocent.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. That's the cool part about the whole thing. So, Matt.
Matt Murdock would
Me, I'd be Daredevil.
I've been dead.
he just like
Oh, that's what you're gonna be for Halloween, Matt Murdock. We're gonna get you a cane with your sunglasses.
oh
Get
yeah
a suit and tie. Yeah, you're gonna walk around like this.
Dude,
You
that would
could
actually
bomb.
be awesome.
No, you're being
No,
Matt
it really
Murdock.
would, though.
No,
No,
now you're
seriously.
being it. Now because I have my suit now, so you're being Matt Murdock.
Wait,
for
like
Halloween.
put him in a Daredevil suit? Or
No,
just
no, like the spec. Like he's gonna be Matt Murdock.
so like the red glasses. That,
No,
I-
he's gonna have his sunglasses. You know the round sunglasses, his tiny like.
Oh yeah.
I have a pair of red round
be awesome.
sunglasses.
Oh, perfect. Now you're Matt Murdock.
you can't just put on round glasses and a suit and say you're Matt Murdock.
You're
But
right.
you are.
You have to pretend that you're blind too.
I can't see.
No, you can really pretend that you're blind, but also not be blind because of his like sensory powers.
Yeah. See, exactly. So when you hear something, you're like,
I'm just gonna close my eyes the entire day.
You just don't look at them. Oh, hello.
I'd laugh if you did that.
It's like
Well-
bumping into doors.
We'll be right back. You're an idiot, dude. How do you not remember?
Nah.
I'm gonna turn Cole's mic off, and Cole's gonna tell you. You're an idiot. Why? What do you mean, why? Why? Because she wanted to use that.
It's just a weirdo.
Oh my god.
That's why. Thanks, man. Thanks. You hit the nail. Oh my god.
And we're back.
And we're back.
Hey, we're back.
All right. What if Hellboy was trained by the Punisher when he was a kid?
He'd be really radical. All right. Woo! Got that one good.
Cole,
He would smash people's faces in.
do you think he would hunt monsters and humans at that point too, or
Oh,
do
yeah,
you think
for
he'd just do more like human-based stuff? 'Cause he's Punisher's kid.
Probably a mixture of both, and probably lean more towards the human stuff.
Yeah.
Like he would just be a Punisher with the fist,
Yeah.
with the gun, and with the look.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pretty much am thinking the same thing. He just has a similar outfit to Punisher,
Yeah.
but just he also hunts monsters because he can.
Yeah. The demon, the demon Punisher, Hell Punisher,
Yeah, and he
Boy
can't.
Punisher.
Hell
No,
boy Punisher.
And he'd go in.
Hell Punisher boy.
Isn't he like immortal? Am I thinking about the wrong person?
Hellboy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'd be
Red
like
guy with the fist.
and
The
then
giant red fist,
Yeah.
like red skin. Yeah. He's a horns.
Well, he's not really.
Yeah.
he's got like a bunch of like craters on his head,
Yeah.
or 2 craters.
They're
Those were his
horns that he
horns.
like,
They were, like,
shaved
shaved
down. Yeah, he's one.
But when he pretty much like his power kind of scaled to the horns.
Yeah,
It's like he shaved them down just to kind of control himself more.
yeah. That was a pretty quick one. But the next one, the last one we're gonna do is, what if Rorschach was Batman in the universe? So imagine Batman was gone and we had Rorschach instead from the Watchmen.
Well, I mean, I already feel like he kind of is Batman
Yeah.
of Watchmen. Like, would you say Owlman's more Batman or Rorschach is more
Rorschach's more Batman than anything.
Batman? I would say so too.
Yeah.
Owlman is just kind of more of a sociopath if you really think.
Well,
about
I'd say this actually. I'd say Owlman has the look of Batman when Rorschach has the detective version of Batman.
Yeah.
So
the being.
Being, yeah.
Mhm.
So like I feel like we would have a super dark Batman at that point, and like this guy would just murder the people he finds.
Is he as smart as Batman?
Is he as smart as Batman?
He's decent.
He's like on
smart.
similar scale.
Like tech wise?
I wouldn't say as smart. He's definitely like more old fashioned, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's super old fashioned. Yeah.
And I always think of that whenever I think of Rorschach. I think of that one scene from the movie where he throws the grease on the guy, the burning grease. Like he is a.
You're not locked in here. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that-
so good,
Yeah.
so good.
Guy's crazy.
I think we just have like a super dangerous version of Batman that is super mentally unstable.
Like he would like kill the Joker. Like,
oh yeah,
Oh,
if
yeah.
the Joker just did one thing, it'd be over in 1 second.
he wouldn't
Like,
have any villains.
he would have no rogues gallery. It'd just be, it'd be him eventually in the prison where they were meant to go.
Bye bye, Mr. Freeze. You're gonna meet your wife in heaven.
Yeah, that's what. He's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
He's such a moral. He's such a very. He's one of my favorite heroes, Rorschach, because I just like how his moral compass is one way and one way only, and he will never waver from. And that's what gets him killed in the movie. He will never like.
He doesn't really
He'll
want
never-
to change.
Yeah, he'll never collapse under even the face of Armageddon. He'll just like.
His death was very poetic. He died because of his own being
died
and the way he
doing-
thought.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, you gotta respect his commitment.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's the show.
That's all.
What have you learned, Cole?
Dude, what ifs are fun. They're very fun.
What's your favorite we did tonight?
Honestly, bro, like they're all really so good. I know it's cliche to say, but it was just fun to talk about really anything and everything regarding this stuff. I had a fun time. It was
Yeah.
great.
What was your favorite, Matt?
Maybe the Reed Richards one. Somebody said an outlandish thing.
Caesar, what was your favorite?
It's a tie between Blue Beetle and Joker.
That's good.
How about you, Liam?
I like the Thomas Wayne one with the Shazam one. I'll think about that one a little bit. I feel like that one has a lot more depth that we didn't get into much more. And like tonight, we just kind of like mostly brought up the question so that we didn't talk about too much, but so people at home can like really like think about it themselves. So I think that's the most important part, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we're on Instagram. We're on Instagram, Matt, right?
I don't know. What is it?
You tell me, Matt.
Lounging. Dot. Around.
Dot podcast.
Dot podcast.
You're killing me. And we're also on YouTube and Spotify, right, Cole?
Yes, sir.
Lounging Around podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can listen to us anywhere, anyhow, anytime. Hey, wake up!
Wake up, sleepyhead.
Yeah,
I'm the
we're about to
tired
end
one.
the show. Don't sleep yet.
Whoa, what's going on? Wait, what if I wasn't tired? Let's do this one hypothetical. Hey guys! Hey guys, what's going on?
Good night.
Right there, mate. You're listening to the Lounging Around podcast. Stick around for more.